Hello people of YouTube and welcome to another Narnia Life episode, a big Narnia Life episode because we actually have some major news. So, I'm going to show you guys the pictures soon on the PC. But yeah, we've got a lot of news to discuss. Filming has officially begun for seemingly The Magician's Nephew. We've got leaked set photos. We've got supposed likely casting for Digory and Polly. Yeah, it's all happening. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you on the PC. I'm going to show you the articles on Narniaweb, so all credit to those guys for keeping up with the news. But yeah, filming has officially begun, so there's a lot to discuss. So I'm just going to show you now on the PC all the information and all the news that has come out. So, let's discuss it. So the first piece of news is the Magician's Nephew adaptation is shooting at the Manchester's Victoria Baths, and the scene is to take place somewhere in the 1950s. So, obviously that's the first piece of news. It looks like The Magician's Nephew is going to be set in the 1950s, which is a big step away from the original novel, because the original novel, I believe, takes place around the 1900s or round about that, because we know Lion the Witch and Wardrobe takes place around World War II. So it takes place like 40, 50 years, maybe a bit longer, after The Magician's Nephew. So the fact that this is going to take place potentially just by looking at the set photos in the 1950s is a little bit worrying. If Digory's going to be a child in the 1950s, so when's Wardrobe going to take place? In the 90s? Honestly, I'm not liking the sound of this, because having the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe take place potentially in the 90s, maybe even 2000s, why change it? You know, again, I've said this in other update videos. You have the source material, stick with it. I don't get why it looks like they're going to be the film's going to take place in the 1950s, but then that ruins the other stories. I don't want to dwell too much on this, but yeah, it's interesting, but it's very worrying as well. So let's go on to the next piece of news. So the next piece of news is the first look at Netflix's Narnia set as filming begins. So it's filming in London, with scenes being shot on public roads in the City of London near Cornwall and the Royal Exchange. So the scene appears to depict a 1950s street scene in a post-war Reconstruction-era Britain, the highlight of which is a giant billboard for a new housing development featuring a magnificent golden-maned lion. So obviously this is a set photo, so it says coming soon, a new world, a new home. Obviously in picturing the, just like the Prince Caspian film did, obviously with the statue of a lion that obviously represented Aslan. There is some more set photos there as well, showing basically like the locations. So that's the second piece of news that's come out. Now, I do like the billboard, don't get me wrong, I do actually like the billboard, but like I've just said, it shows it sort of post the war. Unless they're doing it post World War One, but again, the decor of it's like a 1950s, 1960s kind of style. So it's very worrying. Why are they changing? Why are they setting the story 50 years after the actual events of the book? So it's a bit worrying. Interesting, but a bit worrying. So it says here as well, multiple scenes within the movie will be set in the 1950s, rather than entirely in 1900 as per the book. However, it does say that it's still unconfirmed whether this represents a time shift for the entire story, or maybe it's a flash forward, flashback. We have no idea. We don't know at this point. Everything is kind of speculation, because we don't even know what's happening. We haven't even got all the cast confirmed, and they're already filming. I'm excited they're filming, so they are on track, because my last video I talked about filming possibly could have been delayed. It did get delayed by about a month or two, but Obviously they are filming now. So yeah, let's talk about, again, another pretty big piece of news, which I'm just going to show you here. We have potentially our first look at Polly and Digory, so the two actors who have been seen on set. Now, what I find very interesting is the young boy who's playing Digory appears to be wearing a very similar attire to Eustace in The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, a very similar top. But yeah, these are all these photos have appeared on What's on Netflix and on Box PhD on Twitter/X. So it's showing a lot of extras in 1950s. So there's a lot of set photos here, as you can see, and there's a video as well if you go over on Narniaweb. But yeah, it's a very cool glimpse. So we're not entirely sure if this is Digory or Polly, but we can assume that it is. So let's talk about this. Yeah, it's kind of cool seeing these photos. It's very surreal that they're filming this now. Don't get me wrong, I mean, they look pretty good if they are Digory and Polly. I'm just wondering about the costume for Digory. It looks very Eustace-ish, like Eustace, like at the beginning of the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. So that's quite interesting. But yeah, we can see a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of, again, it's all like 50s, 60s attire. So again, it's very interesting. Again, like I just said, I'm worried about the time frame they're filming this, because the book is set in 1900, and if they're filming if it's going to be set in the 1950s, it might affect the rest of the stories here. But that's not all the news we've got. We've still got some more set photos to discuss, which I'm going to show you guys. So it appears there's some more set photos that show possibly Digory and Jadis stunt doubles on horseback. So from this piece of news, this was posted August 11th, it shows that there's some sort of filming going on with stunt doubles for Digory and Jadis, obviously both in costume on the back of a horse. And yeah, they've been seen filming on some streets. So yeah, obviously there is a scene on horseback, I believe, of Jadis, because obviously she does come to the real world in The Magician's Nephew. There is a scene where she's on horseback, but I can't remember the actual story, but it's very reminiscent of the book. I'll give them that. I can't remember if she's on horseback with Digory though in the book. I'm pretty sure it's somebody else. But I mean, it's pretty cool to see this. Obviously, stunt doubles and everything. So they are well underway of filming. So yeah, I mean, we'll just got to see what happens really with this. I mean, it seems like they're just getting on with it. So yeah, we don't really know much more about this, but it's quite interesting to see. And then the final piece of news is about the actors portraying Digory and Polly. So Narniaweb has done some digging, because it's not actually been said who is playing them. So it looks like, if I just turn this is our Digory and Polly. So it looks like the two actors who are going to be playing Digory and Polly is David McKenna and Beatrice Campbell, which you can see here. So they've got a couple of credits to themselves. So David has been in a number of roles in theatre. He's in an upcoming adaptation of Lord of the Flies. He's currently 13 years old. And then Beatrice has 2 credits to her name, one in Wes Anderson's The Physian Scheme and one on the Hulu/Disney Plus drama The Stolen Girl. So this is our 2 mains by the looks of things. I actually like the look of them, especially the Beatrice who's playing Polly. The kid who's playing Digory doesn't really look like what I pictured. But I mean, I wish him all the best, obviously. And I'm very excited to see what they do. I think from this though, I'm just so worried about the whole time cut. I don't get why you're setting the Magician's Nephew in the 1950s. That's the only thing that's worrying me, mainly. But I mean, the set photos are cool. I mean, it's actually cool. We've actually got set photos. They're actually filming. So, yeah, I mean, this is exciting news. I can't wait to see more. I've seen loads of stuff on like Facebook and social media that Daniel Craig and like a number of actors that were rumoured to be like appearing somewhere are apparently appearing now. So we don't know. They've not even confirmed all the cast. There's only 2 members of cast currently that's officially confirmed. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously, if they're filming now, they are on track to get this out by Christmas next year. But obviously, it's just a bit of a worry if they're going to do all 7. How's that going to affect the time jump and the time skip? I have no idea. I mean, setting The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe in the 90s, early 2000s doesn't sound like a great idea to me. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, this is the first ever adaptation we're getting of The Magician's Nephew, so I'm very excited to see. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Obviously, if you go to Narniaweb, you can have a better look of the set photos and all the news. But yeah, I just wanted to do this all in one video mainly. I've been seeing news just blowing up about, you know, the Narnia films, and I just wanted to do it all in one big video. So I do apologise if this seemed a little bit rushed. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. And yeah, check Narniaweb for all the latest news. Obviously they're filming, so there's going to be a lot of news coming out. And of course, whenever, you know, obviously once posters, trailers, I mean, we won't be too far off that, to be fair. Give it maybe another 6 to 8 months. Once they're going to post-production, we're going to get a poster, we're going to get trailers, we're going to get actual footage. So yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping this brings the hype back to the Narnia franchise, because the franchise deserves it. But I'm being very optimistic because I'm just worried about the time cut. But we'll see how it handles it, of course. But yeah, what's your thoughts? Put them down in the comments below. Once there is any more major news, we will discuss it in, obviously, these videos. Yeah, and once we do get any posters, trailers, or anything like that in the future, I will be doing a full breakdown of them and full discussion on them. So keep your eyes out for them in the coming months. So yes, that's all for this video, guys. So some big news. Keep your eyes on the news. You know, keep your eyes on Narniaweb, or Twitter, Facebook. You know, keep your eyes on all them. And I will see you in the next one when there's some more news. Further up and further in.